My boyfriend cheerfully said, "I'm going to have coffee with my ex. You stay home. We need our space." I casually replied, "Sure." The moment he left, I pulled the receipt from my wallet, refunded the gift deposit, and started packing. When he came back and saw what I was doing, his world stopped. He said it in front of 3 people. His sister at the counter, stirring oat milk into her coffee, her husband leaning against the fridge, our neighbor in the doorway returning the folding chairs she'd borrowed last weekend. Daniel smiled when he said it, easy and bright, like I was the problem before I had even spoken. "Rachel and I need to clear the air," he said, slipping on his jacket. "You staying home will keep things simple." His sister glanced at me, then down. Nobody said anything. The kitchen smelled like basil and toasted bread. I still had the knife in my hand from slicing tomatoes. "Sure," I said, calm, flat. He kissed the side of my head like he was doing me a favor. Then he left. The apartment went quiet in stages. First the door, then the elevator, then the dog settling on the rug. I set the knife down, washed my hands, dried them on the dish towel, and opened my wallet. The jewelry receipt was still folded behind my debit card. $1,800. Custom engraving. Deposit refundable until final approval. That part mattered. I called from the bedroom. The saleswoman answered on the second ring. I gave the order number. She found it immediately. "The engraving request is still pending," she said. "Would you like to continue?" I looked at the garment bag hanging on the closet door, the one holding the dress for our mountain weekend. "No," I said. "Cancel it." A pause. Keys clicking. "Done. Your deposit will be returned within 24 hours. Just like that. One future erased. I thanked her, hung up, and pulled the suitcase from under the bed. Not everything, just what mattered. Passport, laptop, charger, insurance folder, 2 pairs of jeans, work shoes, the blue binder with my lease addendum inside it. Daniel had never read it carefully. He signed where the property manager pointed and joked that paperwork made his eyes bleed. My name was on the renewal, not his. He liked to forget that when other people were around. His sister appeared in the doorway while I was folding coats. "Olivia," she said softly, "are you seriously leaving?" I zipped a side pocket. "Yes." She shifted awkwardly. "He didn't mean it like that." I looked at her. "He told me to stay home so he could have space with his ex, in my kitchen, in front of witnesses. I think he meant it exactly like that." Her mouth opened, closed. Behind her, her husband stared at the floor. At 4:12, my phone lit up. "Daniel, still out. Don't wait up for dinner. Rachel and I are talking through a lot." I read it once and took a screenshot. Then I forwarded it to myself and to the building manager with one note. "I'll be vacating tonight. Please remove Daniel Carter from guest access and parking authorization effective immediately." The manager replied 3 minutes later, confirmed. That was the only message I sent. By the time the sun dropped behind the building across the street, 2 suitcases sat by the door. My tote bag was on the chair. Benson's leash hung from my wrist. His sister had left without saying goodbye. At 6:03, the front door opened. "Liv?" Daniel called. He sounded cheerful again. Then he saw the suitcases, the tote, the empty hook where my keys used to hang. Benson stood and walked to me instead of him. Daniel stopped in the hallway. "What is this?" I held up the receipt. "This was for your watch." He frowned. "What watch?" "The one you were never going to get." His eyes moved from the paper to the closet and back to my face. I watched the moment land. The deposit. The weekend. The plan he never knew I'd made. His smile vanished. Then the color in his face. "You're being dramatic," he said. I slipped the receipt into my bag. "No, I'm being efficient." He laughed once, thin and sharp. "Over coffee?" "Over disrespect. It was one conversation. In public, you told me to stay home so you could have space with your ex. You're twisting it." I reached for the blue binder and slid out one page. "No, this is the lease renewal. My name is on it. Yours isn't." He stared at the page. "What?" "I already notified management. Your parking access is gone. Front desk has your name off the guest list." His mouth parted. "You did what?" "I'm leaving for the night. You'll have until tomorrow at noon to collect whatever is yours. After that, the locks get updated." "Olivia." I clipped Benson's leash on. His hands twitched at his sides. "You can't do this." I just did. That was when the panic showed up. His eyes flicked to his phone, to the hallway, back to me. "Where am I supposed to go?" I opened the door. Cool air slid in from the corridor. "Maybe Rachel has room." He flinched. "Don't do that," he said quickly. "Don't make this ugly." The elevator down the hall opened with a soft ding. My neighbor from 5B stepped out with grocery bags and froze when she saw us. Daniel looked at her, then at me, and understood exactly how this looked. Suitcases, dog, open door. His face drained. "Liv, close the door," he whispered. I didn't. My phone buzzed in my hand. Building manager. New access settings applied. I turned the screen so he could read it. That was when his world stopped. Because he finally understood this wasn't a fight, not a scene. It was paperwork, screenshots, access removed, witnesses in the hallway, his sister already texting people before she hit the parking lot, Rachel's name hanging over everything. Daniel took one step toward me. "Please." I stepped into the hall with Benson at my side. Behind me, his phone started ringing. Probably his sister. Probably too late.